It's a beautiful October morning. I was joking with Caleb here that it's August, but you know, welcome to global warming.
It's hot. I'm hot. You guys are going to see me sweat.
And I've been here for a while, so I'm already sweating. So we're here outside a corporate coffee place who is not a sponsor, so I can't name them, but it's really good coffee. So I'm joined here with Dr. Caleb Frankel. He's been on the show before. He's got a lot of hats he wears. First and foremost, he started his career as an emergency clinician. I got to know him via my relationship with VSEC. It's a referral center that many guests have come from VSEC, and it's a referral center that I use regularly, and Caleb came on board. But you may know of him, or now you know of him, if you've ever used the Plumb app, which I use on a daily basis because I can't remember my dosing. So if you ever use that Plumb app, this is the guy. So not only is he an emergency clinician, he's a CEO. We'll talk about his recent venture. Family man, author, speaker. I'm talking to him because he's going to speak at Atlantic Coast Vet Conference right now. And so we're just outside that area, and he's going to speak. And he so kindly offered to join me for a coffee today. So, but he is a jack of all trades, literally, of the veterinary profession, and I don't know how he does it. but why don't we talk? Why don't we talk about coffee? Lots and lots of coffee, and water, absolutely. So Caleb, why don't we talk about just for our listening audience out there, if there's any young vets who have this entrepreneurial spirit. So how did it all begin for you? So you clearly you have some business training as well, right?
Not really formal. I guess when I was in undergraduate, I attended the University of Maryland. Go Terps! I pursued some business interests. Most of my family's involved in business. Nobody's medical, and so I've always been involved in business kind of casually.
Okay.
When I was a first-year vet student, and the year before I started vet school, I had an opportunity to work at Booz Allen Hamilton, which is a global consulting firm out of DC, and kind of I knew somebody who knew somebody, and I had an opportunity to work on their medical consulting team with a bunch of MDs, but they were working on a project with the USDA, building a digital resource for USDA centers connecting different USDA sites across the country. So USDA site in Washington State basically has a case of mad cow disease. How do they communicate that to USDA in Pennsylvania right away? And so I got to kind of be the veterinary expert, even though I was not even close to a veterinary expert at that point. And I got some kind of casual business training there.
Awesome.
And I've just really been interested in it. So I pursued it on my own and took some classes. And in vet school, I was involved in the VBMA. That, you know, when I went to vet school, I always thought I'd become a hospital owner, and that's kind of where it started. And never in my wildest dreams would I think that I'd be doing this kind of stuff, honestly. But you never know.
Yeah, but it's funny how life takes different turns. So,
yeah.
So was your first venture your affiliation with the by the way, Clinician's Brief?
Yeah, that's the company. Yep, who developed the Plumb app. Yep.
So that's your first. And how did you get involved there?
Yeah, great question. So, you know, really all the things I'm working on. I graduated from Penn Vet in 2008, and I remember I did a small animal internship at a great hospital in South Florida called Coral Springs Animal Hospital, and they have a really, they've been around for a while. They were kind of a pioneer in specialty medicine. They're a big center, kind of like Red Bank, where they have general practice, emergency specialty. They've won every Hospital of the Year award. And when I first visited that place looking at private practice internships, I was looking for a place where I could get some solid, you know, business experience. And the practice owner, the founder, is named Lloyd Mizels, and he's kind of become a mentor to me. And he's really a pioneer in specialty medicine, but he also, you know, he tries to infuse progressive technology, anything you can to make his clinicians better at treating their patients and better at running their hospital. And so I got that internship, I matched there, and when I got out into practice, I always tell the story, I mean, I couldn't believe the state of technology in veterinary medicine.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. When I was a vet student at Penn, I was definitely the dork who, like, remember, this is 2007, 2008 in clinics. So
the iPhone
was
just
a brand new
came,
thing.
yeah, right.
Like, many people didn't have it or use it. I didn't have an iPhone. I was a dork. I was waiting for the Android version. I had a Palm Pilot. It was actually a Dell Axiom.
Oh man, okay.
I think
he's dating himself.
Yeah, totally. I'm an old man now. So, so I had this like, you know, I was the dork carrying this thing around, but I used it to try to make me better. I had my like clinical notes. I put calculators. At that time, UC Davis was experimenting in some apps for the Palm Pilots. There was a rudimentary Plumb's project. It was really a digital PDF, essentially, that was sold, and I had that. And so, to answer your question, it really started there. And, you know, when you're a student, you don't really know what's out there in private practice. And when I got into private practice, I couldn't believe the state of technology. You know, the rest of the business world, I'd seen how Booz Allen Hamilton and other companies use it, use technology just to make their business better. And I really couldn't believe that in this progressive hospital, this was all we had. And so I started dabbling in systems. I'd create Google, you know, spreadsheets. I'd use Excel and Word and Evernote and really try to do some things to make. I experimented with a ton of stuff. Some stuff failed and some stuff worked, but I was given the keys to the castle. The practice owner let me experiment with this stuff, and some of the stuff's still used today, the little things that I've done. And that's actually what I'm lecturing about today, the ways I use technology in kind of this hacker kind of way to make practitioners better, to make us better at communicating with clients, making our patient care better. And it really started there. And so when I moved on to VSEC, you know, fast forward, my wife and I had twins, and we, you know, we said we need to be closer to family, so we started looking for jobs closer to the Northeast.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I found VSEC. But when I started at VSEC, to answer your question, I started a blog because I took all those things I was doing with technology, and, you know, this is 2012, and all the little general practices who refer to us, smaller practices, some big referral centers, but they started hearing about some of the little things I do, and I would get asked, you know, hey, can you email me how to do this, or can you come show me this? And that was really inefficient and unscalable. So I said, why don't I start writing about it on the web? And so I started a blog called VMDTECHNOLOGY, which you know, started as kind of a hobby, never meant to like monetize it, and I really haven't. It's really just a way to put some of these ideas out there, and it's led to speaking and authoring articles. But one thing that's really interesting is it led to something I would have never thought of, and that is in around 2013, 2014, I wrote an article saying, of all the things that is not digital, why is Plumb's not an app yet? And at that time, little did I know.
Because we like carrying a 10-pound book.
Yeah, it's like the one thing everybody uses. Come on, guys. Come on, Don Plumb, who, you know, now I know and I can joke about. But and Don Plumb had tried this multiple times, the author of Plumb. I didn't know him or know this, but you know, I just wrote, come on, like, we really need this, and here's how some of the human professions doing. And that blog post is still up there. But Brief Media found the blog because of that, because they were the publisher of Clinician's Brief, starting, unbeknownst to me, to look at developing a partnership with Don Plumb to finally build a digital resource that vets love and can use. And they hadn't really started they started the formal business partnership, but they hadn't really figured out how to design it. And they were looking for a vet who could translate, you know, Don's vision and what veterinarians need, someone in the front lines who understands it, to our development team. And that's where I came in, and it led to that role, which is kind of crazy.
That's awesome. And if you've ever used the app, I mean, it's a great app to use. It's exactly the way I like it. I like to quickly get my dosings, look for, you can swipe down at everything, and you know, generic names for drugs, you know, I just type in, because we either know the real name, we know the generic name, or we know somewhat of the spelling, but it's never let me down. And you know, because I used to use those cheat charts that the companies would give you, but forget it. I just grab my phone, boom, 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 and it's awesome. And this is the guy.
Well, I'm not the guy. I had a great team around me, and a lot of that team's still there. And we used a development partner, but we really, you know, from napkin drawings and arguments in front of whiteboards, we really tried to thoughtfully design an app from the ground up. And that's, you know, that's kind of where I found my niche. There aren't a lot of veterinarians or people who get the front lines who have any interest in doing that kind of stuff, and so I'm lucky because of that.
In fact, it's funny to me because I do find many veterinarians are very artistic people. We tend to be left brain sided and everything like that. We're artistic, but I do find, I agree with you. The big thing I found was just, even, you know, I'm an old guy, and it was funny because the people 10 years younger than me, I found that their ability to use technology, not only the fact that they don't have it, their ability to use it was limited. And I still, associates 10 years younger than me, they still didn't know how to use certain things. And I don't know if that goes with the practice. So if you're a young veterinary student or veterinarian out there, just get your tech down. I think the big thing with anything is taking that leap and embracing it.
Yeah.